In 2025, it really is a race to see who can become more incompetent and irrelevant. Is it Yankee Marshall and his FUD takes? Is it GBRS and their adamant defense of Sig Sauer? Is it the aerosol community when compared to a more relevant community like the airborne community? Or is it Sig Sauer and the infamous P320? What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Trench Grenade channel. I am your host, The Average. Sig Sauer, sit down and take notes. Video enjoyer that your mom says that we have at home. Thanks for watching. Guys, the purpose of today's video is we're going to be discussing the customer service at TSauce and the great success that they have had in fixing not one, but two 1911s, chambered in 45 ACP. Yes, we'll be discussing some of the failures of the Turkish portion of TSauce, but I want to give credit where credit is due and talk about areas that SIG could have drastically taken different steps to make themselves and retain some of their pride and some of the image of their company rather than simply gaslighting their audience. So we have a lot to discuss tonight. Real quick, guys, as many of you know, this is not my primary job. This is a part-time endeavor, and you simply hitting the like button helps out more than you know. It's like giving me a hug, a kiss, that's kind of sus, but whatever, a hug, a kiss, or just simply a fist bump. So thank you so much, seriously, for hitting the like button. It helps out more than you guys know. Comment down below, what lessons can TSauce and their excellent customer service team teach Sig Sauer? And can TSauce potentially teach Goober's Group to be less cringe and more relevant? Well, post all those comments down below. I'll put this, for lack of a better term, trench grenade thing, boom roasted, I guess, for the SIG P320 down. So yeah, do all the YouTube stuff, support monetarily, and without further ado, let's just get into the discussion. So areas that I believe that Sig Sauer can take notes from TSauce is admitting failure. First and foremost, when I got this Raider from TSauce, as you guys know, this gun, to give you guys some backstory, is at the 1,000 round mark. It is chambered in 45 ACP. This gun was completely unusable, a malfunction machine, and we got it to the 1,000 round mark. 1,000 rounds of 45 ACP wasted, and we had a ton of issues, and as well as the M1911A1 government from TSauce as well. You guys wanted a extensive test to a high round count of 230 grain 45 ACP ball ammunition through the TSauce guns, and that's what I began doing. And of course, both guns were absolutely garbage, okay? I'm going to do a separate video on the TSauce Defenders that tried to pretend like these guns were perfect from the factory. Nighthawk is in the room, and she can tell you from firsthand experience how painful it was to go to the range with both of these guns and film with these guns in 100-degree heat with, what, 40% humidity.
I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, it was miserable, and these guns were absolutely trash, and I have a whole long list of things that their customer service team and maintenance department actually fixed, and that's what I want to discuss here today, okay, with these guns. So, as many of you guys know, I have a very extensive background with the SIG weapons. I'll show you my two personal ones here. This one is I have for training up to earn my EIC badge, which I did earn my EIC Excellence in Competition bronze badge on this handgun. Okay, one just like it, an M17. So I'll just show you, I guess, my guns real quick. Here's the M17. I'll drop it and it'll go off. And here is the M18, okay? So while I do have a ton of experience on these guns, it has obviously been embarrassing to watch Sig Sauer self-detonate just like their handguns and ruin their reputation because they didn't admit failure and they didn't just own up to the issue. Instead, they gaslighted their audience, and unlike TSauce, they deny, and counter-accuse in court. Okay, so I want to talk about the good things that TSauce did, and SIG, take notes. First and foremost, they were very, very responsive. Every time, I would say every 24 to 48 hour period, they sent me an update on the things that were going wrong. Their customer service and maintenance department were extremely responsive and took ownership of the failures of both handguns. Okay, like I said, not only one gun did they fix, but two. Now, should they have never ever had to fix the guns from the factory? No, they probably should not have. The guns should probably have arrived in perfect condition, but we'll talk about that in a later video. But the things that they did right is they were responsive, they took ownership, and they actually took steps, drastic steps in some cases. I guess I'll put the notes down if you guys want to see all the things that they've admitted were wrong with both of these guns, which were extensive. There's another video on that. But this gun, they basically had to rebuild from the ground up. They took ownership of their failures, they were responsive, and they fixed their mistake, unlike Sig Sauer. So I think what's more respectable in 2025 as a gun company is admitting failure, not just gaslighting your audience and counter-accusing, going to court, especially when allegedly an airman has been killed by your gun and 2 other individuals have been killed by the product, allegedly, right? And when there's multiple court cases going on, it just looks bad, right? So what I really can commend T-Sauce for doing is they owned up to the issue, they fixed it, they rebuilt this Raider from the ground up to include a new slide and all the things, like I said in another video. They rebuilt this gun from the ground up. They sent free magazines with the guns. They were, in constant communication with me throughout the process of the rebuild and all the things that they had to do with both of these weapons. They were awesome, okay? So it would behoove Sig Sauer at this point to try to turn the ship. Do I think that they can get back to, I guess, goated status like the T-Sauce customer service department and maintenance department? No, I think it's too late, to be honest. But at this point, as of the recent news of the M18 allegedly killing that airman and all the other stuff that we know about Sig, anything is better than nothing. And at this point, if they lose the handgun MHS contract, which it looks like they probably will anyway, if they lose every contract for the P320, at least admitting the failure and moving forward on the right foot would be more respectable at this point than continuing the narrative that there's no issue with the gun. So if Sig was in the room and I could talk to them, I would say, hey man, you've lost the narrative. It's over. The fight is over. You've lost the court of public opinion. Everybody hates you. If you don't believe me, go to a GBRS comment section. Go to a Yankee Marshall comment section. Just kidding. Don't do that because that would give you instant cancer. But you guys kind of get what I'm talking about, okay? So I guess to kind of summarize all this, thank you. Even though you sent me a bad product, okay? You sent me 2 bad products, which was super unfortunate, both with the Raider and the M1911A1. You sent me 2 bad products, T-Sauce, but extremely based customer service team. Thank you. I believe, let me see what the initials are on this. I don't remember the exact guy. I guess I don't want to dox him anyway. But thank you for fixing the guns. Thank you for doing a 150 round test fire and treating it with the dignity and respect that the situation deserves, because obviously I put a lot of rounds and put a lot of testing for my audience through the guns. So I guess T-Sauce team, if you ever see this, yes, I may have judged you pretty harsh in the last video, but I think it's important for my audience to understand if you're buying a gun, potentially, okay, for personal protection, home defense, it needs to fucking work. So all this, I guess, the greatest defenders of the T-Sauce world that are like the greatest 1911 defenders that will defend T-Sauce till the day they die, don't do that. But I was harsh on you for a reason. The guns should work. What we know now, as of the time of filming this video, is that the Turkish branch, for lack of or production, the Turkish manufacturing on the 1911s is very, very poor quality control. But we know the Americans that get these guns that are inevitably jacked up, right? That were not fitted or built properly, improper Cerakote, and all of the other things that were listed in the previous video that you just saw on the list of maintenance that I held up. The Americans and the American maintenance team, the American gunsmiths, the American quality control guys and gals, y'all have fixed the guns to our knowledge, and we're going to be conducting an extensive burn down. And from what you've told us and what you've told me, both of these guns have had 150 rounds flawless through them, so we will find out shortly, okay? So, with all that out of the way, with all that talking out of the way, yes, 1911 45 ACPs are mega based. Yes, Sig Sauer is now officially less based than a Turkish-made 1911, which is incredible to say. I mean, was that on your bingo card, Nighthawk?
No, definitely not.
Any closing remarks for them? Words of encouragement or advice or as your...
Shoot your weapons. Because if you relied on this and didn't take it to the range and actually train with it, you would have relied on a gun that may have malfunctioned. Don't just buy stuff and not use it.
It's actually super powerful. Yeah, tell them that. Shoot your shit.
Shoot your stuff.
Train.
Yeah, like, okay, cool, it looks nice. Oh, everybody else tells me it's great. Like, this, you know what I mean? If we leaned on that for home defense and it malfunctioned like it did so much at the range, that is literal life or death. I think we talk a lot on this channel about training you as a person being able to be competent, but you need to make sure that your equipment will support your competency and your ability. And you won't know that if you just let it collect dust or, you know, mount it on your wall and...
Or never train with it at all.
That's what I'm saying, yeah. If you don't train with it, you don't know. You don't know how it works. You don't know its... Yeah, you don't know its system. You don't know how it works. You don't know what the trigger feels like. Yeah, going to the range and shooting a box of ammo and be like, okay, good to go.
500 minimum.
Yeah.
Yeah. 500 minimum. Go out, train. You heard mom advice, mom and dad advice, even though we're more like big brother, big sister, right? We're not cringe like certain...
We're like the cool aunt and uncle.
Yeah, self-proclaimed based. That's us. Cringe. I know. Okay. 6 Sauer. Do better. Take notes as I need to get all this stuff back in the safe. Really, hey, well, I can't say the joke I want to say. I was going to say, put these back in the safe, put these in a bunker. But yeah, hopefully I don't drop them. Treat all weapons if they're loaded. Okay, guys, thanks for being here. Have a good night. Hit the like button. Do all the stuff. Donate to the ammo fund. This was a fun video to make, so have a good rest of your week. Cheers.